Hey guys, this is definitely going to be like a different type of video than what y'all are maybe used to, but I'm only making this just for the future, I guess. I don't know. Just any reason fit, you know. Um, Somebody might find themselves in a similar situation in life later on down the line or now. But where should I start? So these past few months have been a wild roller coaster for me. Not for me, but I feel like just everybody in life in general has been going through their own little trials and just weird experiences in life. And these past few months, I haven't been able to put as much effort as I would like to into this pod and the interviews because I had a lot of events happen in my life all at once. I split up with my ex, and nothing bad or wishing toward anything bad towards her. I mean, of course, because I cared about her, but it took a toll on me naturally, you know, as a man, you know, trying to build up something and not for yourself but for somebody else, and you know, people that aren't even there yet. And I've lost a few other people in my life recently. It feels like I'm definitely not alone, you know, like also, yeah, I've been going through all of these things in life, but I've been blessed to meet a friend group that I'm trying to find the right way to word this. Not different. They're real. They're not telling me something and showing actions otherwise. They're saying something and showing those actions to back it up. And when I first started this, I thought I was crazy trying to put as much effort as I was into this. And meeting them, I've realized that I'm not crazy for that. You know, there's other people around me that want that just as bad as me, you know, with their passion, you know, not the exact same thing, of course, but with what they're trying to do, you know. And I'm truly blessed that they came into my life when they did, because like they've been a really huge reason why I'm still doing what I'm doing, you know, because I didn't want to do this anymore for a little while. Like I had no motivation, you know, and it wasn't an honest feeling because I do love this, you know. I love interviewing people, I love talking with people, but shit's not always going to go the way that you expect it to go. It's not going to be sweet all the time, obviously, you know, and you can expect people to be in your life, and sometimes you won't be able to have a say-so whether they're in your life or not. You know, most of the time you do, but sometimes you won't be able to have that say-so if somebody changes their way of thinking towards you or is willing to work with you on certain things with themselves. But that's besides the point. Definitely being alone has opened up a new side of me. I don't feel the need to run to someone or blame somebody for what's going on in my life. I had a really bad tendency of seeing my position as worse than everybody else's and wondering why it was only happening to me and why I was going through it when I've already been through so much. But that's just not the case. I've slowly started to realize is that I'm placed through things that only I'm able to handle. Other people won't be able to handle them the way that I'm able to handle them. People can say that they can, but you know, being put in the position, it's a whole different thing. Being alone with myself has made me realize that I can handle whatever comes my way. I'm obviously going through it for a reason, you know, and I'm definitely not going to be that guy to just give up and let himself go, you know, like people already expect that out of me, you know, coming from where I come from and doing what I'm doing. They don't expect us to go anywhere, you know, and that's fine, you know. People always doubt, like people with anything, with any kind of business that you're trying to start, people are going to doubt and not see the vision. But eventually someone will come along and not only see the vision but trust in your vision and what you want to do and what the plans that you got to make, because obviously I'm not coming into this just blind eye doing whatever comes my way. I'm trying to have a set plan to this, you know. I want it to work out, but also not fuck it up at the same time, being careless with it. Sorry, I'm like having trouble talking because my throat's all fucked, but moral of it is just certain things will happen to you to save somebody else from having to go through that pain, because you're able to tolerate it a lot better and a lot more. Like, for instance, my truck caught on fire. That was probably like the craziest experience of my life. No, I shouldn't even say that, because it really wasn't, but it was definitely scary. I was having to walk to work a lot, you know, and that's like 4 miles every day. But instead of seeing it as like, damn, I gotta walk 4 miles every day, you know, like I'm already tired, it's cold as fuck outside, you know, shit like that, you know, it's easy to just feel bad for yourself, you know. And I got out of that. I started thinking, you know, like, why not me? Why, you know, why shouldn't God put me through this? You know, I'd rather it be me than somebody else that can't handle it, you know, that's gonna go home and fucking sit there, and it's gonna sit there and ache and kill at them that they didn't have nobody to depend on, you know, and they had to walk throughout that day. Even if it's just one day, someone might not be able to handle that. And it's not a pride thing, because I'm definitely not saying that I'm a lot stronger than people, but definitely for people my age, I like to see that I am a lot more mentally stronger, because I have been through a lot more than a lot of these people have. And that's not their fault. It's not my fault. But I'm not going to sit around blaming anybody for the shit that goes on in my life anymore, because whenever things start to work out, it's also not going to be anybody else but me. The last note, don't let other people's actions ruin you as a person and the love that you're able to give out, because I'm sure that you sometime in your life have seen the impact that you put on other people and the way that you make other people feel whenever you're showing that love back. And it's definitely not something that you should be willing to give up just because someone else didn't appreciate those feelings and that love that you were willing to give to them, you know, in anything, not just relationship and friendship and anything. Just cherish who you are, because someday someone will miss that person, and not who you barely became, but the person that cared the most and wasn't limited by other distractions in life and, you know, problems that come up, which is natural. You know, life happens, and it's going to happen uniquely for every one of us. We're all going to live a different life, just like we're all born with a different life. None of us are born into the same world. Some of us might be born in similar worlds, but nothing the same. We're all uniquely different. That's why we all have unique personalities. That's why it's sometimes hard to connect with people, because you're just different. You know, it's not bad. That's a good thing. You know, I've realized being in the group that I'm in now, we're all different. We're all totally different. I can't see anything that, you know, I would be hanging out with these people beforehand, you know, and now it's like, it's not even that. It's the love that they can give out in the grind and the appreciation that they show, you know, like, it's a different feeling when you're trying to do shit for people and they just blow it off and it goes unacknowledged, compared to people really recognizing what you're bringing to the table and the sacrifices that you're taking, you know, to make shit work. You know, like, that is a different type of appreciation, and that appreciation will make you go 10 times harder knowing that it's being seen, you know. And I'm truly grateful for this podcast and the interviewing, because like, it came a long way. I never expected in this year of us doing this that we would get on TV or even have artists lined up to interview, you know, like that. I thought it seemed hard. It seemed very hard for me, and I just wanted it to work. It was always something I found passionate doing, you know, was talking with people and entertaining people. I've always been somebody to try to make people's day better, you know, whether it be me having a serious talk like I am now, or being the happy person that, you know, majority of everybody's used to seeing me as, you know, and that is me. Like I'm just not always that, you know. Sometimes rough patches hit and, you know, I'm in a little fucking salty mood, but I try not to lash it out on anybody else, because I know that later on I'm gonna feel like shit for it. And that's one thing that I've realized about myself that's unique compared to other people, is that I tend to check myself whenever I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. Ending. If you stayed this long, I appreciate it, and you don't have to take my advice or, you know, anything that I say seriously, but if you're going through anything, I would highly recommend trying to find your way to Christ, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this podcast anymore. You know, I wouldn't have met the people that I met. And people can say that, you know, shit just happens, but living the life that I've lived, you slowly start to realize that shit just don't happen like that, you know? Like, shit just definitely don't get handed to you like that. Like, there's obviously a higher power at work, and as a kid, I was forced to believe, and now as an adult, it's willingly, and I'm grateful, because through all of this, it feels like it was all to let me know that that was all I had to depend on. That I didn't have family like I thought I did to run to for my problems. I didn't have my girlfriend to run to for my problems anymore. I didn't have my friends to run to for my problems anymore. Couldn't run to the camera no more. I just didn't have the motivation anymore. I was lost, like I said, but I would just definitely try to find your way to Christ and see where it leads you from there. You know, it don't hurt to try, and eventually you'll see what I see, you know, and maybe you'll see life a different way, and you'll start treating people in a different manner and not be so vengeful towards people that hurt you, you know. And I know that's hard. Like, I still find myself struggling with, you know, not wishing bad on people, but what good is that doing but putting that out there to just come back towards me, you know? Like, bad karma, and what kind of person does that make me, wishing bad on somebody else, you know, knowing that I've also fucked up and sinned in my life, you know? Like, I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect, so I expect that out of other people as well, you know, whenever I'm fucking up, for them to forgive me and understand where I'm coming from. But I appreciate y'all's time, for sure, if you stayed this long. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Have I smoked my thoughts away? Do I have too much to say about you?